Okay, here's a start of another interview, and this is Jenny Howland, and Jenny, I will let you introduce yourself.
I'm Jenny Howland, and I teach technology, as you know, at Berks Lower School, K through 4.
K through 4, terrific. Okay, so we will just dive right into the questions. We'd love to find out about teaching your subject, technology. Why do you love teaching technology?
Well, it's a little like being the art teacher plus the shop teacher at the same time, so the girls love to come, which is fabulous. It's ever-changing, and I get to do really problem-based learning, like, and I get to work with other teachers to figure out ways that I can kind of find a project that teaches my skills, but also brings the content that the girls are learning other places, which makes it really exciting for
That's
me.
great. Okay, can you tell me about the last time you were really excited to go to work the next day, and why was that?
It was, the last time was actually a week ago today, because I was getting my formal observation from Donna. So I was teaching a film class to the 4th grade, and they've already been working with iMovie in their social studies, and so this was actually teaching them how to frame shots, which I've never done before with them, and it's so teaching them about establishing shots and close-ups and different kinds of shots and cutaways and why a filmmaker would use that. And I showed them stuff from The Wizard of Oz as being examples, and what they're doing is they're making a secret video for their little sister, kindergarten little sister, and they've taken notes on themselves in library. And they've picked out a picture book, and they are going to read the first few pages of the picture book, and then the little sister gets to take the picture book home.
Oh, that's so cute.
A bookmark that they make for the little sister, and they actually don't have their little sister yet. So they have an audience, they are framing their shots, and they're working with each other, so they had to do a storyboard. Let's see, I can show you.
It's okay.
So they had to do a storyboard, and they had to use film language, like, it was really funny, like sound effects, long shot, medium shot, wide shot, close-up, and they had to do 4 different scenes,
Oh, I
and then
love
they had
it.
to teach their camera person which scenes they wanted. So
Right.
the whole thing has been really fun.
Good,
So-
Victoria can now be the family filmmaker. This
Yeah.
is great.
And they're going to use those same framing. They're going to whatchamacallit next week, Tennessee Valley,
Yeah.
and they're going to film as a chapter of Island of the Blue Dolphin. They're going to make a trailer, and they're going to think about those shots. And so, all the Nio was in here for those lessons because we co-teach. So it's just one of those things that was really exciting. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So just give me a little bit of info about the process of coming up with what you had done in that
Well,
last example.
It actually came from Susan Faust said, let's do something, we did it last year for the first time, and the girls took notes, and then I actually didn't talk about filmmaking at all, and they just took the flip cameras out, and there was a lot of shaky work, but it was really exciting, and then a couple of girls really naturally figured out establishing shots, and then I thought, this year, I'm telling them to make a film, but I'm not teaching them the language of film. So that's the piece I took out this time, and some of the ones that are done I've seen are really, it's moved it up a notch, and it's not like the other girls couldn't have done it, it's just that I didn't think to take it to that next level, and so it started in the library, and then looking at them from last year, and looking at the ones I really liked, and trying to figure out why I liked those more than some of the other ones. I realized that those girls had naturally framed shots.
Interesting.
So this is
And so how easy was it for you to take this idea, which you had gotten from observing the girls, and sort of put it into practice?
Cinch. I talked
Yeah.
to Susan. Susan's my partner in crime. We do a lot of stuff together, so that's when I talk to her, and I usually bounce things off of her. And then I wrote to Nio, and I said I'd like to do this, and to actually all the 4th grade social studies teachers, and they said this is perfect because they're going to be doing this thing at they've already been working with iMovie, and they're going to be doing this thing at Tennessee Valley, so it all worked out.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
it was
really cool.
kismet. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How do you think teaching your subject is different from other departments?
My subject is so young,
Right.
so it's lovely in some sense that I have a lot of freedom because people don't really, that a lot of people, I guess some of you have taken computer, but maybe not in elementary school.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of freedom. What's interesting, it changes a lot. So, the iPads and mobile devices and just, I think that the discipline changes a lot.
Yeah.
So it makes
Yeah.
it interesting.
Interesting. Great. Can you tell me about one of your favorite teaching experiences? Sounds kind of like you just did that a little bit, but if you have another one, we'd love to hear it.
Let's see. What did I write down here? Did I write down anything? I think I thought of, yeah, I mean, I guess collaborating is always really exciting for me. So
With the
there-
other teachers,
there are
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
smart people around here. So I guess that one was good. Working just most recently with I wanted to get the girls to use their voices, to play with their voices, to do sort of pseudo jazz as a soundtrack on something that they do with family traditions in second grade. And Lisa Mandelstein and I could never find a time that we could co-teach. Sometimes I can co-teach with Susan. I can go over there if she's teaching and I have some time and she can come over here. But we never could find it. So what we ended up doing was using a flip, and we broke it down. And I had virtual Miss Mandelstein, who explained how you would find the home tone in a piece and how you would change the rhythm and the pitch of your voice to make kind of scat to go along. And this is the second year I've been doing this, and again, it got even better this year, and the girls really seemed to get the idea. And plus, she had been teaching some of those lessons. So it's the connection when we're both using the same vocabulary. Anyway, so that was a really exciting project.
That's
too.
great. How did the flip technique work?
It worked pretty
It
well.
did,
I think I was actually thinking about it on my drive home last night. Whether sometimes I have them sit down usually for a lesson, and sometimes I just don't want to talk too much, because I think I learned this thing at a brain conference. You have as many minutes as they are old. So if they're 8, you have 8 minutes, and I don't want to go on too much, but I want to give them enough to get started. So I think we watched a couple of those videos, and then I said, and you listen to the rest of them on your own. I kind of skipped through. So I wasn't sure. I mean, the results seemed good, so I wasn't sure. It's always hard with the pacing. Like, do I go through every single one, all 7, and then some of them are like checked out,
Right.
or how to pace it.
How to pace it. Interesting. Okay, great. What keeps you up at night about your job?
Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to do really media-rich workshop kind of projects, big projects, and I'm doing them in 40 and 45-minute slots.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm expecting kind of rich delving into something, and then I say, okay, time to go, or stop, quit, whatever. So it seems sort of, that seems frustrating to me. And so either I need to have a different kind of schedule, or I need to pare down what I'm doing.
Like a longer period, or
Either a longer period, or times where, the kids can work on something for an hour and a half. Maybe I have a third of the class, and then we rotate. I don't know,
Interesting.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, a different kind of schedule, because I'm expecting a workshop model. I mean, if somebody says, come and make something, and then you kind of get into it, and then I say, okay, it's over.
right,
And then it's a whole week till I see
Right.
them again, and then it's,
right.
So it's tough.
Interesting. I'm going to pause here.